Assalamu alaikum students, how are you all? I hope you all are keeping well in health with the grace of Allah. I'm your English language teacher, come up with us. Today I would like to start off with a new chapter, that is chapter number 9, the simple past and the past continuous tense. In our previous class, we described various kinds of tenses and the definition of tense. We will directly start off with the simple past tense today. Simple past tense is a tense which indicates those actions which has already taken place in the past and also got over in the past. It can be used to narrate an incident which took place in the past or to tell a story. Okay, we always tell a story in the past tense. Okay, we would always have to keep in our mind that our verb in the simple past tense should always be in the past form and not in the present or the future form. It has to be in the past form because it is indicating the past time, the thing which already has taken place in the past. Now there are some regular and irregular verbs which we are going to learn now. So verbs which use d or ed or ied endings to past form are called regular verbs. So in a simple verb, if d or ed or id is used, it is a regular verb. Suppose work becomes worked, walk becomes walked, help becomes helped, and many more. And next, the verbs which change the form to indicate the past tense are called irregular verb. For example, come becomes came, hold becomes held, bring becomes brought, etc. Now we are going to learn the structures or the rules. If our verb is a be verb, again I am repeating, be verbs are is, are, and am. And if it is a past tense, is becomes was, are becomes were, and am is omitted or not used in the past form. Now let's start. If it's a positive sentence or affirmative sentence, our structure will be s, which indicates subject, was or were, and some other words. For example, he was absent yesterday. So he is the subject. Again, was or were was added to the after the subject. Next, was absent yesterday. Next, in negative sentence, our structure will be s plus weren't or wasn't plus any other words if required. For example, he wasn't absent yesterday. Now, if it's an interrogative sentence, our question will start off with was or were plus subject plus any other words. For example, was he absent yesterday? And if it's a negative interrogation, then we have to start off with wasn't or weren't. Okay, next we will come on to the verbs. So if it's a positive sentence, our structure will be subject plus verb. Verb will always be in the past form, okay, or ed, or plus any other words. For example, they ate yesterday. Ate is the past form of eat. Next, if it's a negative sentence, our structure will be s plus didn't plus verb in the base form plus any other words. Now, what is the base form? Base form means the originality of the word. We will not change the originality of the word. The original word will be used in the tense. For example, they didn't eat. Now here the verb eat remains eat and does not change in the part form ate. For example, they didn't eat. An interrogative sentence, in our structure will be did plus s plus verb in the base form plus any other word if it's required. For example, did they eat or didn't they eat if it's a negative interrogation. Now we will start off with the usage of simple past tense. Now number 1, to express the completed action in the past, the action which is already taken in the past and we are repeating in the present, so we will express in the past tense. For example, the driver cleaned the car last week. Number 2, to describe a series of action completed in the past. For example, I finished my work, had my lunch, and went out for a walk. So the series of work which was done in the past is expressed now. Next, to indicate an action that happened repeatedly in the past. For example, When we were young, we played every day. So repeated action are used to describe in the past tense. For example, to show that something was true for some time in the past. For example, he lived in Canada for 10 years. So to say something which already had taken place in the past for a long period of time. Now we will come to the past continuous tense. You know what is the past continuous tense? Past continuous tense refers to the situation which continued to happen in the past, which continually happen in the past. We say past continuous tense, and we always use ing to the word. Now we will start off with the rules. If it's a positive sentence, our structure will be s plus was or were plus verb ing plus if anything else is required. S indicates here for subject. I repeat. For example, he was teaching in the morning, so it was continuing in some period of time in the past, and we are saying it now, so we will use ing and the past form of verb. Now, if it's a negative sentence, our structure will be s plus wasn't or weren't plus v ing, or if in other words, if it is required. For example, she wasn't teaching in the morning. And if our sentence is an interrogative sentence, our structure will be was or were plus subject plus verb ing plus dot 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 any other words. And if it's an negative interrogation, then our verb will change into wasn't or weren't. For example, if it's a positive interrogation, for example, maybe was she teaching in the morning, and if it's a negative interrogation, our example will be wasn't she teaching in the morning? So just the changes in the verb. Let's learn some usage of the past continuous tense. Number one, to show the past habit. For example, my mom was always complaining about my room. The past habit of the mom is indicated here in the example. Next, to show an action which was going on for a certain period of time in the past. For example, what were you doing at 10 o'clock at night? Next usage with a simple past tense to show that something happened while already another action was still going on in the past. For example, I visited Eiffel Tower when I was living in Paris. Here, visited is the simple past tense, and something which already happened, like he was living in Paris and he visited an Eiffel Tower. So something which was already happened in the past and the action was still going on. Next, to show an action which repeatedly happened in the past. For example, I was cooking nearly for 2 hours every day. So it happened every day in the past. Next, to show the change or the growth. For example, her health was improving day by day. To show the change or the growth of anything, we just give an example of the improvement or any other action which is improving by time. For example, the weather was improving by the day. Next, to show any interrupted action in the past. For example, they were waiting for the train when I spoke to them. So they were waiting and I interrupted by speaking to them. Well, I hope each and every points discussed here are understood by you all. So I'm ending my explanation here. Bye bye. Take care, stay home and stay safe. Thank you.